Life has been a real whirlwind of feelings since I met Tyler. Little did I know that marrying him meant getting caught up in his mom, Monica's whole drama. She's all about playing games and lying, trying to make everyone think I'm some gold digger after Tyler's money. Seriously? That's so not me. Let me tell you a bit about who I am. I'm Daphne, 29 years old, and I believe in love, loyalty, and just being real. My story started way back when I met Tyler. He had this contagious laugh and the kindest heart that totally won me over. Our love grew despite all the crazy stuff Monica pulled. Monica was like a pro at messing with people's heads, and she did just that to us. She weaved this crazy, tangled web of lies and deceit that threw a dark cloud over our lives. It was like she had a playbook on manipulation, and she used it to perfection, getting inside Tyler's head in our relationship. She was slick about it too, planting little seeds of doubt in Tyler's mind, making him question everything. It's like she knew exactly how to play on his fears and insecurities. She dropped these sneaky hints, saying things that ate away at his self-confidence. And the worst part, she made him worry that I was only into him for his money. Like, seriously? That's so far from the truth. But you know what happened? Those doubts she planted took root and started growing like this toxic weed. It was like this poison that threatened to strangle our love. It was a real struggle dealing with all that craziness she brought into our lives. Tyler, have you noticed how she only seems interested in the expensive gifts you buy her? Well, I want to spoil her. She deserves it. Oh, my dear, she may be enjoying the material comforts now, but what will happen when your money runs out? I never thought of that. Maybe you're right. Like I've mentioned, Monica had this way of talking that got inside Tyler's head without him even realizing it. Her words were like a sneaky poison, messing with his thoughts and messing up his judgment. She knew exactly how to use his fears against him, like turning them into weapons to serve her own twisted plan. And you know what else she did? She played this isolation game. She wanted to drive a wedge between Tyler and me, cutting us off from our friends and family. It was like she wanted to trap us all alone in her crazy world, where she could control everything and mess with us even more. By keeping us away from our support system, she had total control over the story she wanted to tell and messed up our lives even more. It was really tough dealing with all that and trying to break free from her toxic grip. Tyler, you can't trust anyone but me. They're all just waiting for an opportunity to take advantage of you. But they're my friends, Mom. They've always been there for me. Friends can turn on you, Tyler. You need to be careful. I mean, your wife is already trying to siphon out all of your funds. What more with these fleeting friendships? I guess you might be right. Man, Monica's words kept playing in Tyler's head on repeat, messing with his mind and making him doubt everyone around us. She just had to go and cut off all the connections that used to bring us happiness and support, leaving us feeling totally alone. But you know what? I can't take it anymore. It was time to stand up and fight against Monica's toxic ways. Seeing Tyler suffer like that was just too much to bear. I was determined to expose her for the puppet master she was and break free from her control. And guess what I found? I checked the security cameras around the house, and man, the stuff I saw was wild. It showed just how toxic Monica really was. I couldn't believe my eyes. I mean, how could a mom do that to her own son? It broke my heart to see Tyler's strength slowly crumbling because of her manipulation. She had him completely under her thumb. So we decided to take on this battle against Monica's craziness, ready to test our strength, resilience, and love. But little did we know there was this unexpected twist waiting for us, like a curveball we didn't see coming. Monica's hold over us was suffocating, like it was going to tear us apart. I got to admit, she was relentless in her mission to wreck my life, It was like she had some personal vendetta against me. Her constant attacks on my character messed up our marriage big time, eating away at the trust we once had. The unfairness of it all just fueled me to fight back even harder. I couldn't take it anymore. The fire inside me was burning and I knew I had to do something. It wasn't just about getting back at Monica, but also about saving our love from her lies. I was on a mission to expose her deceit and get our happiness back, so I started gathering evidence like a secret agent. I recorded conversations without her knowing, saved those security camera clips I found, and took detailed notes of all her manipulative moves. I was building a solid case against her, and I wanted her to regret ever messing with me. After dealing with her manipulative tricks for years, I hit my limit. It was time for the ultimate revenge to show her true colors to the world. I gathered all my courage and determination and set out on this journey that would really put me to the test. But I knew I couldn't do it alone. I needed Tyler on my side. The thing was, Monica's lies had him wrapped around her finger, so it wouldn't be easy. Still, I was determined to break through and show him the truth. I collected every piece of evidence I could find, like a detective on a mission. I had to have concrete proof to tear down her web of lies. Every document, every photo, every conversation was like a brick in the wall of justice. Then the moment came. When everything seemed right, I sat down with Tyler, ready to spill the truth that had been hidden from him for way too long. My heart was pounding like crazy, but I knew I had to do it. It was time to bring her lies out into the open. Tyler, I need to show you something. It's about your mother. Daphne, I don't want to hear it. You've been trying to turn me against her for so long. Tyler, please. I don't want to hear it, okay? Okay, then don't listen to me. Just look at these documents, these photos. They speak for themselves. Your mother has been manipulating you, playing with your emotions, and using you for her own gain. Just as I was about to spill the truth, the atmosphere changed in an instant. Monica, like a storm, barged into the room, her face all twisted with anger and this fierce determination. It was like she could sense something was up and she was ready to go all out to protect her web of lies. I could feel the tension in the air, and it was so intense, it sent shivers down my spine. This was it, the shutdown we had been waiting for, and I knew things were about to get real messy. What is all this nonsense I'm hearing, Daphne? What lies are you filling Tyler's head with now? Monica, please, let me explain this to him. Tyler deserves to know the truth, and you know it. You've done enough damage. You think you can turn Tyler against me? You see, Tyler, she's crazy. Now, on top of being a gold digger, she's trying to get rid of me so that she can manipulate you more and more. No! Tyler, that's not true at all. She's the one who... Get out of my son's house before I call the police. When Monica stormed in like that, I had no choice but to back off and retreat. My heart was so frustrated. But I knew I had to regroup and come up with a solid plan, so I found solace in a hotel room and surrounded by all the evidence I had collected. It was time to piece everything together and finally expose Monica for who she really was. I needed some help to understand what we were dealing with, so I reached out to a psychologist. They really knew their stuff, and together we dived into the twisted world of manipulation. It took a lot of time and effort, juggling my regular job with being like an unpaid and overworked detective, but it was worth it. I had all this knowledge and truth on my side, and Tyler had to listen to what I had to say. With the psychologist's guidance, I came up with a plan to break through Monica's barriers. We worked on ways to communicate with Tyler, build trust, and show him the discrepancies in Monica's behavior. Each session helped me understand more about the psychological warfare that had been going on. Once everything started making sense, I knew it was time to kick things up a notch. I gathered all the evidence and took it to the authorities. I thought they might brush it off as some small issue. But they surprised me. They took it seriously and became my allies in this fight against Monica. And you know what really got their attention? When I suggested that Monica might be taking money from her own son. It just seemed fishy that she wanted to keep everyone away from him. The police were all in to help me build a strong case against her. With the suspicion of Monica stealing money from Tyler, the investigation really picked up speed. Every piece of evidence I brought to the table became a building block of hope for justice to prevail. But let me tell you, the preparation wasn't over yet. The real battle had just started, and I was dead set on fighting for Tyler's freedom from Monica's manipulation. It was going to be tough, no doubt, and I was ready to take on whatever came our way. After 2 weeks of gathering evidence and building my case, I had to go back into the lion's den. Confronting Monica once and for all was nerve-wracking, but I knew I had to do it. The stakes were sky high, and I needed solid proof that would shut down any doubt. The police had warned me that with someone as manipulative as Monica, we needed ironclad evidence to get her. She was smart enough to lawyer up and pay off any fines if the case was weak. So we needed to catch her red-handed, and that's exactly what I aimed to do. As I stepped inside her place, Monica looked totally surprised. She must have thought I'd be scared or defeated, but no, I was ready to take her on, ready to fight for the love of my life. With a wire hidden under my clothes provided by the police, I was set for the confrontation that would change everything. Well, 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 look who decided to show up. Are you finally ready to admit defeat? Monica, I've come here to set things straight once and for all. I have evidence, undeniable proof of your manipulation and the embezzlement of Tyler's money. Monica scoffed, but I could see a flicker of doubt in her confidence. She quickly pulled herself together, trying to regain her composure. It was like she didn't want to show any weakness, even for a moment. But I could tell my presence had thrown her off balance, and I wasn't going to let that slip away. With every ounce of determination in me, I held my ground, ready to face whatever she threw my way. I knew this was going to be a tough battle, but I was prepared to stand up to her and fight for what was right. I just hoped that the evidence I had gathered would be enough to finally expose her and set Tyler free from her manipulation. Oh, please, Daphne. You think you can outsmart me? I've been playing this game for years. And you're just a novice. Tyler will never believe your lies. You underestimate me, Monica, and you underestimate the names you've lied on. And think I'm the only one standing up against you? Word on the curb is that the police have been looking into a certain lady who appears to be manipulating her son. So it looks like the gig is up. As the weight of my words settled in, Monica's face went pale. It was like she finally realized that her games were catching up with her. I could see her eyes darting around, searching for any signs of the police presence. She must have been worried that her little world of manipulation was about to crumble. You're bluffing. You have no proof. Who's been saying those things? Tell me, Monica, how will you explain the bank statements I've uncovered? The transactions clearly show money being siphoned from Tyler's accounts, and yet you have been pinning the blame on me and his friends. I can't wait until I take you down. Man, seeing Monica's facade crumble was something else. Her cockiness vanished in an instant, and all I could see on her face was this mix of panic and desperation. It was like she realized that her little game was up and she was scrambling to find a way out of this mess. You have no idea what you're talking about. You think that you can do this to me? Ha! I have friends in the police department. This will be cleared up in no time. The evidence speaks for itself. Tyler deserves to know the truth, and justice will be served. Mark my words. With my head held high, I walked away, leaving Monica to deal with her anxiety all on her own. She had no clue whether I had recorded our conversation or if I was just bluffing. The uncertainty would eat at her until the day of reckoning came. I could see her struggling with her inner demons, muttering, mumbling, and nervously laughing. It was like she was going crazy, and I couldn't help but feel a sense of satisfaction knowing that I had finally given her a taste of her own medicine. She was always the one gaslighting and manipulating people, and now she was getting a dose of her own medicine. Days later, the police came back to Monica's house, and this time I was right there with them, along with some paparazzi who I may or may not have called. As she opened the door and saw Oliver standing there, her eyes widened in realization. The gig was up. Justice was about to be served, and there was no escaping it now. The tables had turned, and she was about to face the consequences of her actions. It was a moment I had been waiting for, and I couldn't help but feel a sense of vindication knowing that the truth was finally coming to light. What's going on here? What is the meaning of all this? Mom, Oh, can I do it? Oh, sure. You are being charged for embezzling funds as well as psychological manipulation. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. At that moment, Tyler came out to see what all the commotion was about. What's going on here? Why are the police here, Daphne? What are you doing here? And why are there so many people taking pictures? Get off! Get off my property! I swear to God! Tyler? Oh, thank goodness you're okay. Your mother is being arrested. For what? No reason. They're arresting me for no reason. I didn't do anything. Get your hands off of me, you pigs! With those handcuffs on, Monica's whole manipulation game was done and dusted. Man, that confrontation was wild. I tried to get Tyler to come inside, but he wasn't having it. He kept talking about getting his mom out of jail, but I knew he needed to see the evidence first. Once the chaos settled down and the cops took Monica away, we headed back inside. Finally, it was quiet and Tyler was ready to listen. What did you do to my mother, Daphne? Oh my God, she was right about you. You don't have to believe me, Tyler. Just believe the evidence. Here it is for you. I'm not even going to force you to see it all, but it's all there. I'm going to go now, but call me if you're ready to talk. No, wait. Stay with me, please. I'll listen to what you have to say. I just feel so confused right now. That's all right, my love. You've been through a lot of psychological trauma. I even talked to a psychologist about it, and after you see everything, we can talk about the next step if you want. It was really tough to see Tyler going through all that. Uncovering the truth about his mom's manipulative tactics must have felt like a punch in the gut. I just held him and tried to be there for him. Healing from this mess was going to be a long road, but we were in it together. Seeing Tyler finally free from Monica's clutches gave me some satisfaction. The truth had finally come out and she couldn't hold him under her spell anymore. But we weren't done yet. The courtroom battle was still ahead, where all the evidence I gathered would be presented. We were going to expose the full extent of Monica's crimes, no matter how daunting it was. Monica kept trying to call Tyler that night, but he wasn't picking up. It was clear he believed me now, and he didn't want anything to do with someone so malicious. And then, out of the blue, Monica called me. It was weird, considering everything that had gone down. I had no idea what she wanted, but I was ready to face whatever she threw my way. Get me out of here! I can't stand it here. It's so filthy and disgusting. Just like your heart. Tyler! Tyler, my sweet baby, why the hell haven't you been answering your phone? I mean, come down here and save your mother. I'm being falsely accused. Really, Mom? Because all the evidence that Daphne just showed me looks pretty real to me. Daphne, when I see you, it's game over. I'm afraid that you got the lines mixed up, sweetheart. I'm not the one who's in jail. And I know you have special friends in the police department who can get you off the hook, but I will do everything in my power to make sure that you don't use your privilege and you get the justice that you deserve. Tyler, and by the way, I'm going to process disownment papers in the morning. I don't want any affiliations with you, and I'm taking you out of the will, too. I hope you rot in prison for all the things you did to your own son. No, please wait. It was a misunderstanding. I can explain. And that was it. I hung up on Monica, not interested in her lies and drama anymore. Tyler and I spent hours talking, holding each other and letting the tears flow. It was like the weight of the world had been lifted off our shoulders. In those moments, I saw the man I fell in love with all those years ago. His true self was slowly coming back, and it was a relief to see him break free from his mom's spell. I was so thankful that he was open to hearing me out and that he didn't push me away. It's not easy to convince someone who's deep under someone's manipulation, especially if it's their own mother. But gathering evidence and showing them the truth can make all the difference. If you ever find yourself in a similar situation, don't give up on the person you care about. Keep supporting them and showing them the truth. It might be a tough journey, but it's worth it to see them break free and find their way back to who they truly are. I hope our story can help someone else who's going through something similar. Manipulation is a tough thing to deal with, but with love, support, and evidence, you can help someone you care about find their way back to themselves.